Hey everyone, today we're doing this quick reaction video about the United Nations. You know, they had this so-called resolution, and like predicted, the United States have veto that decision. So no ceasefire for you. It's a short video, it's a 1 minute video. I mean, there's nothing to react. This is the president of Guyana. She's the president. Well, it's in the name.
I shall put the draft resolution to the vote now. Will those in favor of the draft resolution contained in document S 2025/353 please raise their hand?
As you can see, everybody is in favor. Everybody raised their hand. There's like 14 member, I believe, or 13. Okay, let's continue.
Those against? Abstentions?
So this is the United States. I mean, they didn't capture the image, but the United States was against the resolution and no abstention.
The result of the voting is as follows: 14 votes in favor, 1 vote against, 0 abstention. The draft resolution has not been adopted owing to the negative vote of a permanent member of the Council.
The United States will never.
So as you can see, this is a joke. Like when I say we humans have completely failed, you know, and this is why I completely abandoned this Palestinian cause and all that. Like I mean, why would you make create an organization, and you have like a criminal who can override the global consensus? The entire world is in favor of what is called a ceasefire and a permanent ceasefire. Here comes America saying, oh, well, this is unfair.
To free all the hostages, including the remaining.
Hey, ma'am, Hamas have agreed to release all the hostages. You don't want this deal, and you definitely do not care about the hostages. I mean, you never cared about human life. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but they just hired you, you know? And I don't understand like how these people sleep at night. I mean, like you can silence all the voices, you know, can silence pretty much everybody else, but there's this voice inside of you that I mean, how do you deal with that? So it's like, this is just absolutely
of 4
pathetic.
Americans murdered by Hamas, who have now been held in squalid conditions for 607 days. They will not be left behind. Thank you.
So they just have the same talking point, Hamas and this and that. You know, the only solution I've heard was the expulsion of the United States from the United Nations. That's the one kind of strategy or solution that I heard that is realistic and can actually bring peace and stability. But if these criminal over here stays on the Security Council, there is nothing wrong with the United Nations Charter. It's a perfect document. The only problem is the United States. It's not even Israel. Israel is only doing what it's doing because it's enabled by the United States. America is acting as a bodyguard, and they're protecting them. Now, why this is happening? Well, that's a long conversation. There's multiple reasons. We don't have to talk about that. The only thing about this freaking institution is it's just absolutely pathetic. And this idea about the expulsion of the United States from the United Nations, I heard it from this guy called Shahid Bolson. And he has this YouTube channel called Middle Nation, and he was talking about it previously, but he seems that he changed the topic. And I really didn't. I don't know how you're gonna implement that, because there's actually an article in the charter. I think it's Article 5 or Article 6. This is the article. It says if a member of the United Nations has persistently violated the principle contained in the present charter, may be expelled from the organization by the General Assembly upon the recommendation of the Security Council. Now, there is a lot of things that goes into this, the implementation of this article. But people say, well, they're gonna veto it. They cannot veto the resolution against themselves. I mean, they cannot even vote. And there's also people who raised the concern that the United Kingdom and France is gonna vote against that. But it's not true. See, these Americans are holding us hostages. And pretty much all the problem in the world come from this country. I mean, people claim that there's not enough resources and all that. Motherfucker, we have way more resources than we can consume. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of land, you know. I mean, you can't even afford houses and all that. And the reason is that you have this psychopath sitting at the top. It is completely disturbing that we cannot even fix one of the most basic, like, you know, just problems that the humanity is dealing with. I mean, forget about Palestine. Palestine, this is just one of the issues, you know, one of like hundreds of thousands of problems that we're dealing with. But but why we haven't like allowed, you know, good and decent human beings to be at the top and make the decisions? Why we have allowed criminals and psychopaths and savages? These Americans are uncivilized. I mean, whether you want to look at their action, you know, 2 days ago or 6 months ago or even 200 years ago, they have never civilized. You can go as far as back as 1,000 years ago when they went in Europe. They have always acted in a barbaric way, in a savage and extremely violent. 600 mass shooting in the United States, one of the most violent fucking country in the planet. It looks like a war zone, but they justify it. You know, they somehow they find some way to justify it. They say, oh, that's normal. It's not normal. When I talk about the expulsion, it's not just the human rights violation outside of the country. It's also inside of their territory. Human rights are violated every day. In the United States, they have this in prison. they have forced labor. They force in prisoners to work for free, you know, to enrich the corporation. That's a human rights violation, and we can talk about other things, but you know, I mean, that was not the point. The point is like these United Nations. I'm not advocating for the dismantlement of the United Nations. I think the only problem is America. And see, when this is the next time you see these people talking about, I'm proud of being American, this is what they're doing. And of course, we're not talking about the general public. We're talking about this government. To me, it's just weird. You know, I don't know what's going on in these people's head or why they're doing it and all that. Because they don't need more power. They don't need more resources. It's like, what's the reason? You know, I made this other video, you know, about the CIA. And they were making people suffer for no reason. They can't even get the information they wanted from, you know, from the detainees and all that. They will just make them suffer for no reason. So it's like something is wrong in their head. Anyway, if you have anything to add, leave it in the comment below, comment section below, and like, share, subscribe, and see you next time.